how to tackle the day-to-day problems that we are going through in this session. So I was very eagerly waiting for Saturdays, because all the 5 days we go to work, we go to college and come back. But these sessions, they were like a recharger for me. And if you see, these sessions are filled with, like, we see how wonderfully it's packed, right? It's spiritually packed actually. Like they give like family package ice cream, or like even in when restaurants we go, they give a like combo. So here we see it's a very nice spiritual combo that we are getting. It starts with kirtan, such a spiritually recharging kirtan. Then powerful Krishna Katha from Bhagavad Gita, and then followed by mantra meditation, which directly connects us to Lord Shri Krishna. And followed by, we will have again some activities, again some kirtan, dancing for the pleasure of the Lordships, for the pleasure of Shri Prabhupada. And finally we will end with yummy, tasty prasadam, which we all wait for. And you see, I was actually pondering when I was making notes for this session, I was actually pondering about this point, that how this session is like, this association is so wonderful, correct? Because if you go to the outside world, everybody is only thinking, what can I take from you? They are only trying to discharge from you. Everybody, every single person, they'll only see what's the benefit I can get from you, what I can, like how can I discharge you, how can I put you down. But if you see the spiritual sessions, they're so wonderfully, they recharge us. And if you see, they're just giving, kirtan giving, like katha giving, prasadam giving, activities giving. So much of mercy also we get along with that when we do these activities in the presence of the Lordships. So the spiritual vibe that we have, that's so powerful, because we are all like-minded people with the intention to be happy, to be satisfied, and also to serve Krishna. That is our main intention. And when Krishna, who is as a Paramatma in our heart, and he knows our desire, he will reciprocate with us in various ways. And in general, people ask, like, Krishna is not reciprocating with me, why is Krishna doing this thing? Actually, if you see, for me, I think that, like, coming to this session itself is a big reciprocation from Krishna. There's so many people out there who have not even woken up. Live about having breakfast, they have not even woken up. But Krishna so wonderfully as a Paramatma is inspiring us from within, that something we are going through, that which is not very good for us, but you come to me, you get all the happiness in the world. So he's inspiring us. And just the inspiration is not enough, correct? Here on the world we'll get such a platform to come and hear and associate with like-minded people, and then like share our heart. Especially if you see, initially when I was in PG, so I used to always think, I don't know the next person in the next room. The situation was like that. Majority of the times even it's like that, right? We might know our roommates, we might know our very close friends, but anybody else we don't know. But when we come here, it's such a nice bonding that we have, because we are all vibrating in the same spiritual frequency. And like how we were discussing last session, that how it's all because of the sukriti that we have in the past life, because of which we are here, able to sit and listen to these Krishna conscious katha, and should be very grateful to it. So I was telling all these things because the main thing that we forget in day-to-day life, including me, is to be grateful to Krishna. And today is such a wonderful day, so we can offer our gratitude to Krishna for all that we have received. And with that mood of gratitude, so we'll start with the prayers. So these prayers are very, very auspicious, invoking for the blessings of all the acharyas. So you can all repeat after me in a very prayerful mood. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatirmirandasya.
Om Ajnanatirmirandasya.
Jnananjana Shalakaya.
Jnananjana Shalakaya.
Chakshurunmilitam yena.
Chakshurunmilitam yena.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Namah Om Vishnupadaya.
Namah Om Vishnupadaya.
Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale.
Krishna श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता
स्वामिन्निति नामिने
स्वामिनिति नामिने
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद
प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा
श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद
all of us together raising our hands surrender to the Lord. Hare
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Thank you very much. So like we are like every week, so we are reading from this very wonderful literature, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is the song, divine song of the Lord, and we dedicate this presentation to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. It's only and only purely by His mercy that today we are all here in this platform, in this society of ISKCON, where we are getting an opportunity to hear about our Sanatana Dharma, about our scripture, which is actually like almost getting lost. And not just that, how the glories of Bhagavad Gita, it's not just reading, but it's also in day-to-day applications in our life. And today's topic is again a very special topic, reviving the eternal faith. So if like many of you, I see like common faces that we all had a session called Lost Wealth. You would have like remembering how at every point of time the Indians, they had to lose something because somebody wanted to like remove the faith that we have from the roots, so that we become their subordinate, we become their slaves. And we discussed about how initially Mughals came, then Britishers came, and then finally we discussed about how our media itself is how it's destroying our Sanatana Dharma to the core. How it is so many incidents we can see even now. If you go and Google, we can see if any other faith people, if they're little shaken, if some wrong statement is made, they'll be just put to death, not even any other mercy. But we so casually we take this Sanatana Dharma, the jewel that we have, that even when they openly do movies about the Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, put them in a wrong way, we just go at go to those movies and then we laugh at it, not knowing that this is the thing which we have lost, because of which we are struggling, we are suffering now. And we also saw that how these whatever we read, how these people have almost removed every bit of faith that we have. But by the mercy of the acharyas and by the mercy of so many great devotees who have struggled, who have put their life in danger, and who have given us this Vedic scriptures, which was originally given by Srila Vyasadeva. You all would have heard about Srila Vyasadeva, right? So we will discuss today very scientifically about how we can revive this lost faith, not for anybody else but for our own benefit, as of how by reviving this lost faith that because of which we all are suffering, we can actually find peace in ourselves and peace around us. So I'll start with this slide wherein see, when we go to school, we used to think how to acquire knowledge. Like we get some textbooks, we read it, we by heart, literally by heart, and then we vomit it in the exams. And then once the exams are done, we are just totally done with it. We don't even want to go back and open the book again. It's the same. And even we all are like IT professionals, right? Like we all can very clearly know that whatever we have studied, nowhere we are applying it even in our work, what to say about anything else. and so long we have been like studying and putting efforts, and that comes into no practicality. And I am like any other genuine soul. I always pray that somehow some magic should happen, and these Bhagavad Gita should be included in the syllabus of our at least current education. In some places it's already included, because this is this education that remains with us forever, not just for this life, for so many more lives to come. And from the Vedic scriptures we get to know how to acquire knowledge. So this is again, there is one Upanishad called ISKCON. So from the ISKCON, we have taken this, how we can acquire knowledge. So there are 3 ways to acquire knowledge. So the first way is Pratyaksha Praman, that is seeing is believing. Pratyaksha means seeing, like just by seeing we are just believing. Second one is Anuman Praman, by doubt. Oh, I think, oh, this might be like this might be like that. And third one is Shabda Praman, which is the authority of hearing. Now we'll discuss about each one of this in detail. Why this is important? Because we see today, if you see, there are so many sources of knowledge, right? Like data is the truth now, and every data that we have, it might be a like true data or false data, but we are consuming it. And Praman, we talk about 4 things basically. So this is again from the ISKCON. It's mentioned that how we have 4 defects in human beings. So one is Karana Apatava, that is imperfect senses. Maybe Sanskrit you might not be able to remember, but at least English you can remember. And if possible you can make some notes. If you have not brought a book, that's okay. But next time onwards you can try to make some notes, because it's like when we come here we remember things, we just like hear things, and then when we go out we forget it. That's our nature. The nature of the Kali Yuga, it is said that Manda Sumanda Matayor. We are so much like Manda, we are so much low-minded that we cannot even remember any single thing. Definitely if I ask you, can you remember what breakfast you had the same day 1 week ago? Definitely you cannot remember. So these are like very, very important subject matter which will help you throughout, especially when you are going through difficulties, when no one is there to look around. So the questions which you have like, why is this happening, what can I do? So at that time, these when you write down, especially, it comes to it's a simple thing, right? Like how in schools also we were making notes and then we used to remember. So at least the English words you can remember. Imperfect sense, Karana Apatava, imperfect sense. Then second one is Pramada. Pramada means illusion. We are all in illusion. First thing is we have imperfect sense. Third thing is Brahma. Brahma means committing mistakes. We all have a tendency to commit mistakes. And Vipralipsa. Vipralipsa means we all have this cheating tendency. So we will discuss in depth about these things. Why we should know these things, again we will get to know over time. So in imperfect senses, so we discuss about all the 5 primary senses that we have. So we see how in childhood days we have studied that how outside some visible range we cannot see. Like one practical example is, let's say you get into a room and you close all the windows, close all the curtains, and it's pitch dark. Okay, there are hundreds of things in the room, but can you see it? No, you cannot see. Maybe if you have a torchlight or something you can see, but without light it's pitch dark. See, you have your eyes and you have those objects around you. Let's say you have kept a very nice bowl of rasgulla, and then it's pitch dark and you are like shouting at your mother, I cannot see rasgulla, you have not made rasgulla today. But mother is saying that no, rasgulla is there itself. So what is that thing that is missing? That thing that is missing is every sense basically when it comes to our eyes, it has a range, it has a visibility range. And when in that visibility range we can see that too under certain conditions. Light should be there, that to at certain angle it should be there, and then it should reflect, it should hit on our retina, and then it should reflect back. That reflection when we see, we can see the objects basically. And also we see how in general also this wall is there. Let's say one of the volunteers standing beyond this wall, behind this wall. Can I see them? No, I cannot see them. But does it mean that person is not there behind this wall? No, definitely they are there. It's similar to when it's dark and some things are there and I cannot see the things. So we see how how just because we don't have the capacity to see things with our eyes, we can never come to a conclusion that it is not existing. So we see whatever this seeing is believing what we were telling, it is not always true, because what we don't see, that also exists. And like how there are so many innumerable examples I can give. So one is about that is about the eyes. Ears also. So ears also, we see, anybody knows what is the range which we can hear? Like in our 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz is the only range in which we can hear. And again, same thing. If that Mataji who is standing there, if she is speaking, I cannot hear now, because there are some other like the sound of the fan and I am speaking and sound of the harmonium, so I cannot hear. But again that doesn't mean that that sound doesn't exist or they are not speaking, correct? And one other example is, you would have heard about owl, right? How we all are becoming night owls these days, we say, no? See, owl cannot see during the daytime. Owl has something called as ultrasonic sound. So what this owl makes is that during the daytime it creates this ultrasonic sound, and when that sound reflects back, so it can hear the reflection, and via that reflection it can understand where is the obstacle, where is the prey, everything. Because daytime also it has to sustain, right, like that. But the ultrasonic sound that is emitted by the owls, can we hear it? No. But we cannot like say that ultrasonic sound doesn't exist at all just because we are not able to hear it. And similarly, next sense we can consider is nose. So when it comes to nose also, you all would have experienced this. When we go to hospitals, we get some peculiar smell, and then let's say after some time we get used to it, we cannot even understand it. That is one thing. Let's say we come out, like 5 minutes away we come out, again that smell goes, correct? That smell is still existing, but because it's not in the range of our senses, again we cannot perceive it. And taste also. So this example we all would have had. Let's say we have two sweets. One is like too much sweet, the first sweet, and second one is little less sweet, or it's proper sweet, the second sweet. Now I will because the first sweet is like very tasty and I don't get it very often, I just eat the first sweet so nicely, and then the guest, the house to whom we went, so they are saying that no, this one also I have prepared, please try this. And then when we try that sweet, we don't feel sweet at all, because we have had so much sweet, like extra sweet, that even though that second sweet has proper sweet, but we cannot feel the sweetness at all. So again, see, our tongue is also cheating us. And many times we see so many tastes which we cannot observe, so many tastes we can observe very clearly. Basically, tongue also has a certain range via which we can understand that this particular object has this space. And next is touch. Touch also, like this example I was coming up, that let's say one person has very high fever and the second person has some normal fever. The first person who has a high fever, he touches the second person. He says, you don't have fever at all. The second person says, no, I'm struggling. I have body pain, I'm not able to get up. No, the first person says, no, you're all right, go do the household work now. So what is happening again? Because the first person is already having so much temperature, that second person's temperature is not at all able to perceive. So in this way we see all the sensors, it has pros and cons. So the pros is when it is subjected to certain exact conditions, so it can work in the right way. But if it is out of range, if the senses are out of range of perception, we cannot experience things. But we have to, the point that I want to make is experiencing via our senses. If we cannot experience something via our senses, it doesn't mean that it's not there. This is the point. So next thing. So we are all illusion. So first thing, everybody agrees that our senses are imperfect. It's not at all perfect. So second thing is, we are all illusion. So here again I want to prove the point that how this example everybody would know. I have listed down that on a highway during the very sunny time, when we are going in a car, what do we see? Mirage. We see that there is some water, and then when we reach that place there is no water. And similarly in the desert also, so many times when people travel, finding for water, they see that at a distance they see some oasis kind of thing, and when they go there again, there's no water. Again, we see how like we are in illusion. And you can see these images also. This is something called as optical illusion, you would have heard. Here we see like things are moving, and some things are like rotating, and some kind of illusion you can see. Here again, see, for your information, these are like GIF images. These are not these are not GIF images. These are JPG images, which are not moving actually. GIF images in general, that movement will be there. No? Here also, if you closely focus, you can see that flower is like petals are rotating from sometimes anti-clockwise, sometimes clockwise. See, it's the same eyes, it's the same picture, but here optical illusion. And here also, we see like deeply. If you see, we can see that as if the arrows are moving some direction, some arrows are moving in the opposite direction, not listening to each other. So by this we get to know that how in general we are under illusion. This is like basically I wanted to practically show you that how we cannot say that we are all perfect. Sometimes we go through various illusions also. We have to accept this fact. And then third, so currently what we are discussing like if you are lost out of the track, 4 defects of human beings. So we discussed about how we have imperfect senses. Second thing we discussed about how we are illusions. So third thing is Brahma, which means we are committing mistakes. So see, every one of us have committed mistake at any point at one or the other point of life. There cannot be any person who says I have not committed mistake at all. And even the greatest of the great scientists, astrologers, astronomers, even they have committed mistakes. What to say? And you would have heard of this famous quote, no? To human is to err. So we accept that we make mistakes. There is nothing special to tell about this also. A few of the things that I want to share is that how sometimes the mistakes that are made are like completely blunder. Like I was making these notes that how initially, if you like read, brain was actually thought to be a cooling agent. Agent that cools the body, and then after like long time they recognize that brain is to think, it's not a cooling agent. And then also these pancreas are the master glands or pituitary glands. So initially actually they were called something as vestige, and they were thinking that they are some glands in some other part of the body, and then finally these are just the endophomic glands, and then they are just the normal pancreas which we have. And then there was another thing also, that how these astronomers, they calculate the distance between sun and our planet is so much, and then they say that no, this is not very precise, this is like now it is so much, the sun and the moon and so on. And this tendency to commit mistakes, we have it in general, and they commit mistakes. So we all accept the fact that we commit mistakes. The greatest of the people, they can commit the mistakes. Like we would have heard about like Gandhiji, right? So when Gandhi was like in the last days, he was about to be killed, some people came to him and they had warned him that like this conspiracy is going on, you take care. But he thought that no, I am perfect, I will not commit any mistakes, so nothing will happen. Then what happened? Natharam Godse, then he killed him. So if you would have heard, not like trusting his own like instinct, if you would have heard the advice which others gave, thinking that I am perfect, I don't commit mistakes, he would have like lived longer at least. The last one is cheating propensity, vipralipsa. So you can at least remember the words, English words, like how I said. So cheating propensity is there in every one of us. Let us accept it or don't accept it. See, for some the cheating propensity may be less, for some it is too much. Like it initially starts with something small like stealing or pickpocketing, and then it can lead to very big cheating. And I want to explain about this cheating propensity very scientifically. So like we would have heard about Darwin's theory, right, when we were young. So this Darwin, he gave a theory that humans came from monkeys, apes, he was telling. Actually, if you see, maybe Darwin's forefathers came from monkeys, but For forefathers, they didn't come from monkeys at all. So it's a very practical thing. Even now the monkeys are existing, correct? It's not that monkeys are some extinct animals. Even now the monkeys are existing. Even now the human beings are existing. Where are the human beings? Where are the monkeys turning into human beings? It's nowhere. And then he had also given another theory in our science books, NCERT books. It was there that there will be one deer which wants to eat some good leaves from the trees, and the deer basically, it stretches its neck to eat the leaves from the tree trunk, and then it stretches so much that what does it becomes? Giraffe. Again, see, very practical. First thing, see, when we were young, we were not understanding all these things, and I'm sure we would not have gone back and we would have figured out is this right or wrong. But even if you go back and figure out, you see, these theories have been proven false. Like the deer, first of all, it had so much grass on the ground. It didn't want to eat some leaves at all for its sustenance. That is first thing. Second thing is, this deer, let's say it wants to eat the leaves also. How can the neck get elongated? And again, now giraffes are almost extinct, correct? And even now we have so many deers, and so much of experiment is made on that deer, forcing the deer to elongate its neck and eat the leaves from the tree trunk. Where is it becoming giraffe? Again, it's a false theory. And when I try to find out why is this Darwin giving so many false theories, I got to know that Darwin had a son at his young age. The son expired. At that time, he lost complete faith in Lord. He became complete atheist. Again, like last class we discussed, no? It's purely a karma philosophy. And then some emergency things happen, especially the ghastly thing that can happen to somebody is like the death of the near and dear one. And at that time, they think that no, God doesn't exist, and I cannot believe that anything that is happening is because of God. So now, see, it's again a very practical thing. Like how if a car has to move, there should be some person inside it. Similarly, if this material world has to, everything has to be in its respective position, there should be somebody who is taking care of it. Again, in the advanced session, we will discuss about all these very practical, very scientific things. But the point that I want to make here is how, because he lost his son, he wants to prove that God doesn't exist. So he doesn't want to accept the fact that all this evolution is happening because of the Lord, because it's happening in the natural way. It's happening because of the grace of the Lord. He wants to prove that it's all automatic. Even any machine we take, even when we call that machine as an automatic machine, there should be some person behind it who has made that machine. There is nothing that is automatic, correct? So he doesn't want to accept it. So then he came up with this Darwin's theory and then this deer, giraffe and so many things which is being given in our NCERT, which we are studying and believing that yes, we all came from apes, we all came from monkeys. So in one session we will especially learn about the evolution, how evolution has happened. It's a very wonderful thing, and when we know about these things, again our path our path in general, in this life itself, it becomes smooth. What to tell about next life. And then like this, I wanted to explain the cheating propensity, how we all have cheating propensity, and the greatest of the greatest cheaters people also have turned out to be cheaters, and they have given so many theories, so many false theories to become popular and to prove this atheistic philosophy. And then next, so the first point, we had three things. Again, going back to our tree. So currently we discussed about 4 defects. So we all can repeat the 4 defects. I am sure you would have made some notes, at least in English. What was the first defect? Imperfect senses. You all can remember the examples, correct? Second thing is, what is this? We are all under illusion. Third thing is committing mistakes. We all have a tendency to commit mistakes. I mean, there is no example needed for this also. And the fourth thing is cheating propensity. We all have cheating propensity. For some it is too much, for some it is less. Now, with all these defects, we can never accept the fact that seeing is believing. So, there were three ways of acquiring knowledge. Back to the first point. One was Pratyaksha Praman, that is seeing is believing. We see that combined all five senses and combined whole body, with all the imperfections that we have, we can never come to a conclusion that whatever we see that is right and what I don't see that is not right at all. This is like very unscientific. Now the second point is Anumana Praman. Anumana means everybody would know, and all our language also. Our language is so nice that, like, at least Kannada, Telugu, majority of the language actually it has come from Sanskrit itself. So most of the Sanskrit words very easily we can correlate. Anumana means doubt, guesswork. So you would have heard people saying, "Oh, I think, I believe, I guess it is like this." Now I'll tell you a small story that there was a village, and in that village there were a group of blind people. These blind people, they have never had any experience of elephant. Basically they are blind, they have not seen an elephant at all. So once an elephant comes to their village, and they want to know what this elephant is, how it looks, how it feels, everything. So they are sent to touch this elephant and then figure out themselves how this elephant actually looks like. Because definitely, since they don't have eyes, they can only get the knowledge by the senses that they have, other senses that they have. So in that case, what happens? Some are going near the stomach, they're touching the stomach of the elephant, and they're thinking, this is like this seems to be very warm, very hot, I don't know what is this. Then another person is holding the trunk, and he's thinking that I guess this is a trunk of a tree. And then the kid who is holding the tree, like we can see, he is thinking maybe this may be a snake, this may be some other animal. So we see, because they have not had the experience, because of the experience that they have. See, these blind people, they would have touched a tree, so they would know that yes, this is the tree. They would have touched some animals, and basically they would have, based on their previous experience, they are judging what currently is they are seeing. So this Anuman Praman is like that. From our past experience, we try to figure out what our current, the thing that we are going through looks like. Again, we see how all these defects that we have, because of which actual truth is hidden. Actually it's an elephant, but because of our previous assumptions, we think that yes, this is something that I believe, this is something that I think is right. And we also see how this, again we were discussing about the human beings coming from apes and giraffe. So now we'll discuss about the third round. So first we discussed about the Pratyaksha Praman, which is seeing is believing, which we saw that it's not at all true. Then we heard about, discussed about the Anuman Praman. So we saw that how by our past experience we cannot come to some conclusion. Then we so much under illusion that something we may predict. See, so many people predict something. See, predictions are different. Truth is different. Truth is always, it is like true. Any point of time, it's true. Like I was telling last time that how all the living entities, be it any living entity, it has to go through these 4 cycles: birth, death, old age, disease. There is no living entity that can skip this cycle. Even the richest of the rich person, even the any insects like ant, everything has to go through these 4 things: birth, death, old age, disease. We don't want it, but we get it. This is a truth. It's applicable for everyone. So when do we call it truth? When it's applicable for everyone, and when it is true forever. See, these 2 things, that is truth. But when sometimes people come up and they say that I am perfect, whatever I say is correct, and then I believe, I think, we should figure out that every time is that person, whatever that person is telling, is that coming true? No, definitely no. So definitely it's not a right way of acquiring knowledge. Now we'll discuss about Shabda Praman. So Shabda Praman is also called as Shruti Praman, and these are the way via which we get the oral reception of the Vedic scriptures, and we figure out how things are, like what things are. here, like again, we will like very practically discuss about how we can have the proof, we can validate these Vedic scriptures. So again, three points you can all remember. First thing is, these Vedic scriptures are axiomatic truth. I'll just like some of you might be knowing what is meant by axiomatic truth. We will discuss in depth. Second thing is, these Vedic scriptures, they give predictions which are always true. There is nothing like no true, no sometimes true, sometimes false. And these Vedic scriptures are the manual that via which we can lead a very structured, very satisfied life. Now, like any vague guess what is the meaning of axiomatic truth? Some statement and figuring out, putting all his effort, all his lifetimes he is using, and he is giving that statement, and then either way he is existing or he gives up his body. In no time the second person comes, he proves that it is wrong or partially it is correct, and then he comes and he proves something else, and then similarly third person comes, he proves that yes, this is correct. So if we go and ask all these scientists, so whatever theories you are giving, are they true forever? Even they accept the fact that no, until the next scientist comes and he proves that this is wrong, it is true. Until then it is true. But once the next scientist comes and he proves some new theory, it is like all gone in the backyard. And we also see how we were discussing this point that Vedic scriptures are axiomatic truths. See, all these definitions that we get, all these people who want to prove something, scientists, astronomers, even why to go till there. Even if you see the mobile that we have, correct, it comes with so many versions. Like today there is a version, tomorrow there is an update, and then again there is a new version. It's not at all fixed. Anybody cannot say that you keep this mobile forever and it's all perfect. So we see that anything that is material, it cannot be perfect at all. But if you see these Vedic scriptures, they are completely perfect. And in fact, you will be surprised to know that in Vedic scriptures, there is a challenge that is given. There is a challenge that is given that if any part of the Vedic scripture is proved wrong, and any portion of the Vedic scripture you take it, if that portion of the Vedic scripture is proved wrong, then the whole Vedas can be considered as wrong. Till now, there is nothing from these Vedas that could prove wrong. And if we take the example of Bhagavad Gita itself, 5,000 years ago, this Bhagavad Gita was given, and even now it is the absolute truth that we have. See, what Prabhupada's contribution was to give the Bhagavad Gita as it is to this world, because everybody has done some mix and masala and then they have given their own form of Bhagavad Gita. Even we see like so many in media, we see everybody is coming up with their own Bhagavad Gita, and like we at least see it's been 3-4 years since we are reading Bhagavad Gita, and 700 shlokas we have read multiple times. We never find those statements which are given in this Facebook, in this WhatsApp, in the Bhagavad Gita. That people make up their own statements and then they say that yes, this is and they write from Bhagavad Gita, and people accept the thing and they think that yes, this is Bhagavad Gita. And then we also see that how the truths of the Bhagavad Gita, they should not be changed, they cannot be changed also, and they are valid even now after thousands of years. Even after thousands of years, 5,000 years also, it's valid now. Even after 10,000 years also, it will be the same truth that's valid, same manual that will be helping each of us to go closer to Krishna, to lead a peaceful, happy life. And if you see another example also, how people in general, again, they make up their own things and they come up and then they say that this is it, this is the statement that we are giving. It has no front, it has no back, it has no base. From somewhere they'll quote that statement and then they say that this is the statement that's told by me and this is true. But by the concepts that we read, that we have four defects, and how Pratyaksha Praman and the Anuman Praman, again we cannot accept it. Anybody who comes up and says this is something on my own, now we can see that we can easily reject it, because again I explained about how truth means two things. It should be true for everyone and it should be true for all the period to come. Bhagavad Gita is such a knowledge, it has, all these Vedic scriptures, it's such a knowledge, it has stood the test of time. From the time immemorial, they have lived the life of these Vedic scriptures, and they have lived a life in such a way that they have seen the results, and then they are saying that yes, this is the truth. And this truth, like how I said, such open challenge is given. See, the problem with us is we don't read it, so we don't get to know, and we want the degraded version of the Bhagavad Gita's in the WhatsApp, in other Instas and other sites, which will never help us. Correct? If some statement is made by Krishna, and if that originality of the statement itself is lost, that statement doesn't make any sense itself, because Krishna has said one thing and we are receiving something else. In childhood days, we were playing that game, no? Whispering in ears and then passing the message. When that message reaches the last person, the value of that message is lost at all, completely lost. Similarly, these days we see why I'm telling all these things, because you would have also like read some small things from WhatsApp, like Facebook, Insta, and then we would have believed yes, this is Bhagavad Gita. No, we should always know that Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavad Gita which Krishna has given, which is as it is, which is to be as it is accepted, then only the truth goes. And then the second thing, this we discussed about nucleus, then four nucleus came and he said that no, atom is not the smallest particle, proton and neutron are the smallest particle, and then another person came and said no, it's not at all, it's not at all a particle, it's a wave. So how the scientific theories, it keeps on changing, it's not fixed, but Vedic scriptures, it's fixed. Once Vyasadeva has compiled the Vedic scriptures, even now after like thousands and thousands of years, even the same truth is presented in front of you all as it is, and it's being applied, and people have seen transformation changes in their life. And in the first session, in the last 12th session, we also described how everything is there in the scriptures. Everything. There is nothing that is not present in the Vedic scriptures. And these modern people, they rediscover whatever is given, and then they want to take a patent. And here, like how it is mentioned, Vedic scriptures are a body of a complete and a perfect knowledge. And the best part is that how one thing is how Vedic scriptures has stood the test of time. And second thing is, currently, slowly, the modern science is also starting to accept the Vedic scriptures. See, sometimes, like people from different parts of the world, they take something from the Vedic scriptures and then they prove that we have discovered it. That's okay. Let that portion be one thing. Some other things is that some things which we all very clearly know that this is from the Vedic scriptures, this we are following it from time immemorial, and nobody has to tell that like these the truths that are coming from the Vedic scriptures, they are false. Like for example, now modern science is confirming the truth about this cow dungs. See, you would have seen, no, in villages, in so many houses, everywhere on the floor they put the cow dung. Even on the walls they dry the cow dung. And then for auspicious occasion we use like in order to clean the place we use the cow dung. And then why is cow dung so important? What is the quality that cow dung has? Disinfectants. It is the actually it has antiseptic quality, and we see like long back, like from in villages, all our ancestors would have like they have been following this, and now the modern science, it comes and it says that yes, this cow dung has lot of antiseptic properties, and they start using in various medicines and various disinfectants and so on. And now, because modern science is confirming the truth, the same truth that was existing, we are like, okay, now we'll accept it. Okay. Again, what is this called? In Sanskrit, anybody knows? What is this called? Some other language, some other word. Okay, I'll tell you a word. You all have heard this word. This is called Bhugol. Bhugol. See, there is no explanation that I have to give for Bhugol. Goal means like circle, like spherical in shape. See, again, going back to our college, school times. Initially, when they found out, when they came to know that there is this piece of land, what they were thinking? The land is flat. And then some intelligent person came, he traveled all over the universe, and then he came back and reached to the same point, and then he declared that no, it is circular, it's spherical in shape basically. And we see, right now we are doing same thing. Already existing knowledge, we are trying to experiment it. especially these modern scientists, they try to experiment it, and then they come to a conclusion, and then they say that yes, this is it. And by the time they come to the conclusion, they would have spent all their lifetime, they would have been dead also. Sometimes when their patent comes out, it's already like in memory of this and this person. It's already there. It's already there in the Vedic scriptures. Why do you have to even go experiment again, rediscover some things again and figure out things? And another surprising thing is that you would have seen that from the Vedic scriptures we see how these Sanatanis, we were worshipping plants, correct? We were worshipping Tulsi Maharani, and we were worshipping like many trees, the Ashwatha tree and so many trees. We knew that the plants already have lives, but again, these people, again, they want to prove everything scientifically. So what they do, they put the plant in a dark room, then they emit some ray of light, and then they see that the plant is moving towards that ray of light, hence prove plant has life. Again, like plant has life, there is nothing to be discovered in it at all, but they waste all their lives in figuring out that plant has life. And this one is a very surprising thing. See, Vyasadeva, he compiled a book. It's called Srimad Bhagavatam. It's also called as Bhagavad Purana. I'm sure all of you would have heard it, maybe words here and there. So, in general, in North India, all this happens like Bhagavad Saptah, they say that. So, in 7 days, they explain this Srimad Bhagavatam. All those things are like not possible at all, because Srimad Bhagavatam is a literature. It is compiled by Vyasadeva. It has like 12 cantos. Here it's there. You can see in that side it's there. Big books you can see. No, those are Srimad Bhagavatam. It's given by Vyasadeva. Cantos means volumes basically. 12 volumes. And in the third canto, when I was reading, so the embryology is already given in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, the Srimad Bhagavatam was like given by Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj 5,000 years ago. And 5,000 years ago, this knowledge of embryology is already there. And now, latest, like our technology, what is the technology? Sonography, by which we get to know that yes, the body of the kid is developing, and then what happens. When I was reading the Srimad Bhagavatam third canto, it is so surprising. Everything in detail is explained. When a male and female unites, first day what happens? The body develops in the size of the pea, and then how slowly the hands develop, so slowly the head develops, how complete body develops, and then how the baby is like at what stage the baby is ready to come out. Everything in detail is explained. And now these people, they have discovered this sonography via which visually we can see. Now that we are visually seeing, we are accepting it. That knowledge which is already given like 5,000 years ago in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the scripture. Especially if you want to know more about it, you can read Srimad Bhagavatam third canto. 3.31.1. This is like if anybody wants to make notes also. 3.31.1. In that particular shloka, it's mentioned about the embryology. And the next thing is about so many astonishing predictions from the scriptures, Vedic scriptures. We see how something is called as truth if it is truth forever. And we'll discuss about some of the predictions. So the Vedic scriptures, they have predicted that Lord Chaitanya will appear in the age of Kali Yuga, and it's again Gautam Buddha's primary activity was like getting rid of the non-violence. Everything in detail is measured, and there are also explanation about Chanakya Pandit. Chanakya Pandit is a very intelligent, very famous personality. About him also the predictions. You see, these predictions, they are given 5,000 years ago, and now that we have entered Kali Yuga, over the span of life, these personalities are appearing, and they are appearing in the same place. They are having the same qualities, and they are doing the same work that is already mentioned in the scriptures. And this is King Ashoka. At least King Ashoka we would have heard. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.1.12, again, like how I said, 5,000 years ago, already predictions about King Ashoka is given. Where he will take place, where he will take his birth, which place he will rule, what activities he will perform, everything. And also about Jesus Christ, and even about Prophet Muhammad, about all these things. Atharva Veda 20th Khanda, 127 Shukta, it is mentioned. See, why I am trying to tell you all these things is that See, some person randomly, he cannot come today in front of us and he cannot say that I am God. About the incarnations of the Lord, about the personalities who are assisting Lord, it's already mentioned in the scriptures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. Like how Bhagavad Gita is the graduation study, like Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study, Srimad Bhagavatam is the graduation study. And in this graduation study, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is given 5,000 years ago, we get to know all these predictions are made, and now these personalities they're coming and they're establishing the truth, whatever was there. And see, live about our faith, other faith. What about the predictions about Muhammad Prophet and this Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ. That is also already given. How Jesus Christ will just to save the humanity, he had to sacrifice himself. He's the Jesus Christ. When he comes, what does he say? He never said that I am God. He said I am the Son of God. So we see this Vedic scriptures and the true faith that people are following. They are not at all. What do you say? They are conflicting from each other. In general, the true scriptures that we have, that has the essence. Everything is linked. Everything is linked to the Supreme Lord. Just that people, like how last time I was saying, Ardha Kukuti Nyaya, they want to accept some things that are favorable to them. They want to reject some things that are not favorable to them. And this way they cannot achieve any perfection. So you can all repeat this wonderful shloka. Vittameva kalonrinam Janmachara gunodaya Dharmanyaya vyavasthayam Karanam balamevahi. Anybody can read the translation? Lovely.
Wealth alone will be considered the sign of a man's good life, proper behavior and fine character, and law and justice will be applied only on the basis of one's power.
See, this statement anybody cannot say that it is false. This prediction was given 5,000 years ago, the end of the Dwapara Yuga and the beginning of Kali Yuga. It was predicted that how. See, again, if we consider about Kali Yuga, actually it is said that Kali Yuga has a lifespan of 4,32,000 years. And we have just completed 5,000 years ago. Which means currently how many time is left? 4,27,000 years are still left. Already it's like completely predicted that what is considered as a sign of birth, proper behavior and fine qualities, the wealth. We see if a person is wealthy, we think he is all perfect. And there are so many instances, like I don't even have to give examples. And the justice, law and justice will be applied only on the basis of power. This is though like 100% true. See, all these like very rich, very powerful people, they are the ones who they are the ones who have lot of allegations. They are the ones who have committed lot of crimes. And how do they escape from the crime? They bribe, and basically their case in court will go forever. Even after their death, their case will be still going. In that way, they will never get any punishment for whatever mistakes they have committed. See, again, we can ask why this punishment is given and things like that. This is again one more surprising thing which I have not noted down, but it came in my mind that when somebody commits a very ghastly crime, how I said no, karma, last time if you remember that picture, it has no menu. You get what you deserve, that's it. So what actions you perform, the reaction you get. So let's say a person has committed a very big crime like murder, and if he is not getting the punishment in this life, he has to suffer next life. So all these, even in the age of these kings, the kings used to give them death punishment. Why king used to give them death punishment? Because now that he suffers that death, he is already responsible for a death. Now that he suffers for his that death which he has caused, next life he doesn't have to get the karma, and at least he can start fresh with a fresh slate, and he doesn't have to go through the hellish planets. Even in I was reading 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially 25th chapter. Exclusive descriptions of the hell is given. If we read those descriptions, we will very easily realize that this is not a place for anybody, any of us to live. And definitely we are all so pious, we are not committing that ghastly crimes. But what I am trying to say is that All these things are already like given in the scriptures. And this one thing, like I see, so only till now I was feeling like speaking philosophy, but this one thing is very very evident. These powerful people, so-called politicians, so-called rich people, they commit so many crimes, and they think that they're escaping by bribing. See, they have to suffer, that is for sure. Now it's upon them when they have to suffer, and they might have to suffer for a long time. Like, let's say some vegetable is rotting. Okay, the sooner you throw that vegetable, the sooner it is good for you. And similarly, wound also. The sooner you like give some medicine and treat that wound, the sooner it is good for you. The if you delay things, the worse it gets. See, the same nature is applied to the same philosophy is applied everywhere. And one other thing, this is also you can read. दाम्पत्ये अभिरुचिर हेतुर
दाम्पत्ये अभिरुचिरेतुर्
नयैवा व्यवहारिके
मयैवाव्यवहारिके
स्त्रीत्वे पुंस्त्वे च हि गतिर्
स्त्रीत्वे पुंस्त्वे चाकीर्तिर्
विप्रत्वे शूद्रमेव हि.
विप्रत्वे शूद्रमेव हि.
Can anybody read the translation loudly?
Men and women who live together merely because of the physical attraction and success in the business will depend on the wisdom. Womanliness and manliness will be judged according to the one's expertise in sense, and a man will be known as a drunkard just by his wearing in right.
You see everything again, like the last statement, this statement also. This is a particular prediction given about Kali Yuga. We see like the earlier, at least initially when I came to Bangalore, there was no concept of colleague at all. And now we see everywhere there are colleagues. And see, straight from colleague they are going to hell. No, nowhere else. Because we see, like very clearly it's given, the descriptions are given in the scriptures that how because of superficial attraction they stay together without that auspicious bonding called as marriage, which is again given in the scriptures. Without that bonding, they go stay together, and over time, see this material attraction. It has a start, it has an end. When that attraction ends, or when we get to know that whatever their wealth is less, or their qualities are less, and the qualities of a person also it varies, right? A person cannot be same forever, and when that superficial attraction goes away, and then they leave, and then next. So we see all these things are very very ghastly. And like last time, if you remember. What are the four regulative principles? So the four regulative principles which we discussed is gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, and meat eating. Anybody, any single living entity, any single human who does this, definitely they have to go through the repercussions. See, I'm not telling this again. I'm just warning you all. Like we say, like whenever we go to touch a hot vessel, what does mother says? Be aware, use a cloth or don't touch. And even some iron is there or something is there, our father also will warn. See, don't place your hand here, you turn off the iron and then you go and put the iron like that. So similarly, in Vedic scriptures, very very wonderfully warning is given. And who gives this warning? At the end of the day, it's Krishna who is giving us this warning so that we don't suffer. See, we can be blind to, we can be like deaf to the things, and we can stop hearing, or we can just hear and leave it. But facts are facts. Like how last time we explained, if we touch something, it will burn. It will not see. A child doesn't know it doesn't burn. A very old person is about to die, so let him not get burned. No, that heat is applicable for everyone. Similarly, this Vedic statements, like how I said, anybody who comes up and they proves that any part of this Vedic statements it is false, then the whole concept of Vedas itself is in vain. And like we see, second thing is also success in business will depend upon deceit. Like we see, there is no business today. We can see like very hardly we see business that happens without cheating. We can think about our parents, our grandparents. They didn't know how to lie also. What to say about cheating? They didn't know how to lie. And even in us also it is there to some extent, but next generation so I don't see at all. Even when we sometimes lie, people say I can see it on your face. People say and they catch us. But next generation, it's completely deceit, it's completely cheating. And that how expert in sex. See, sex was meant for producing good children, so that they come up and they take over this the ruling of the state, and then basically they take over all the values from their parents so that they can like again for the succession of the progeny, and then for the good basically kids. But now we say like the true as what standard of womanliness and manliness is completely based on this sex. And this last concept so everybody would know. These days, like Brahmanas, like so-called Brahmins who call themselves Brahmins, so they wear a thread, they do all the nonsensical things, and then they say that yes, I'm a Brahmana. So even I'm from a Brahminical family. We had our own college in engineering where all the our community people, they used to come together and we used to study. We used to the college itself was run by the our community so that people don't go here and there and lose our Brahminic essence. So we used to stay in all majority of us, we used to stay in the same locality also, all my college friends. And when we used to meet for some functions and things like that, so all the mothers, they used to meet, and like as a college kid even I used to be there helping. So they used to start glorifying their kids. My daughter is like this, my son is like this. And then they were talking about one person who was in my same class. He used to go to the cafeteria, and he used to, with all his friends, he used to eat all the meat and other things. And when he comes to the home, he becomes a devata manusha. He becomes a very godly person. And what does his mother say? My son is like the best of all. He's like nobody, you can find no person equal to my son. In general, we see majority of the parents are like that only. And like common example is in hometowns they'll be so good, and when they come to Bangalore and then they see the fashion world, then they see the glamour and the pubs and so many things. Definitely, see, a man is judged by his association, the 5 people whom he is around. Even though one person, he might be a sadhu, because of his association, now that he's lost forever. But he doesn't want to portray that to his parents basically. And then in home there is one image, and then outside world there is another image. And here we see same thing it is said, the Brahmana, just by wearing a thread, he's known as Brahmana. And what do they do when they go to functions? That friend used to, college friend of mine, he used to tell that when they used to go to this Ganesha Chaturthi and other things, he used to get dakshina also. And where he used to use this dakshina again in smoking, drinking. And see, these are all additional things that came out, but these things are so practical, right? Like 5,000 years ago it's given, and very practically it's been proved now. Okay, this recently the movie came, right? The so-called Kalki movie. See, nowhere they make movies on any other faith, but our faith, our incarnations, our lords, they want to make movies, and we all want to go and watch. We all want to go watch. We all want to give our own hard-earned money and watch and clap and laugh at it. And here we see what is the prediction that is given about Kalki. And again, if somebody wants to know where is this, the explanation given, we have Srimad Bhagavatam here itself. Like how I said, Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 2nd chapter, 18th shloka, it is mentioned. Sambhalagrama mukyasya Brahmanasya Mahatmana Bhavane Vishnu Yashasa Kalki Pradurbavishyati. Anybody can read?
Lord Kalki will appear to the most eminent Brahmana of Shambhala village, the great soul, Vishnu Vyasa.
Yeah, see, it is said that he is one of the most eminent Brahmana, and he is from Sambhala village. Sambhala village, I was just finding out, it is already existing, and it is somewhere in the Himalayas. You can also go back and research. Like everything that I am telling, it's all in the Google, it's all in the facts. You can all go and cross check. And he was the son of Vishnu Yasha. And see, like how I said, these days anybody and everybody, they're coming up and they're telling that yes, I am God, I have godly qualities, whatever I say is true. But what is the like how when we want to travel, initially what the compass used to be there to give the direction which way to go. So the maps, how they help us. Where is your explanation in Srimad Bhagavatam? Where is your explanation in Dashavatara? No, it's not there. And see, in general also we see how people, again, like how I was telling that this Kalki avatar, it comes at the end of Kali Yuga basically. And how I said, no, 4,27,000 years is still pending for the Kali Yuga to end. And nowadays, I was hearing that in some place already some person is like predicting himself as Kali. And very clearly it is mentioned that this person is Kali, who is his parents, what activities he does. It is said that what is his instruments, how he establishes the dharma. You would have heard of this very famous shloka from Bhagavad Gita, right? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. This is the shloka which explains why Lord incarnates. So first one is Paritranaya sadhunam, to save the sadhus. Second one is Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to annihilate the miscreants. Dharma samsthapanataya, to establish the dharma. See, at every point of time, Lord's incarnations, when it will come, what qualifications it will have, what is the significance of the incarnation, it's mentioned. And the Lord has his own quality. Anybody cannot prove himself as the Lord. Like, let's say, Krishna himself. So, when people, they say, when they do nonsense things, they say that I am Krishna, I am like Krishna and so on. First thing we have to know is, Krishna held Govardhan for 7 days, 7 nights. Let's say we give him a glass of water and ask him to hold it not in little finger, in his whole like fingers, all the fingers. He cannot hold it for 7 days, 7 nights continuously. And similarly, Krishna, you know, Kaliya Leela. Krishna danced with the hoods of Kaliya. So many, like Kaliya had like so many hoods, 8 hoods or 12 hoods. Let us take one hood at a snake and let us ask that person to dance on top of like a snake. See, it's very, very clear when somebody comes up in like these days and they say that I am a bona fide like Lord, so we should all know. See, as women especially, we get emotional so many times, and like how I said, sometimes they predict things. Oh, this happens. Oh, your son will go through this accident and then he'll recover. Maybe out of 100 things he told, that one thing came true and we just fall for it. But we should not fall for it, because we should go like how I explained axiomatic truth. Vedas are the axiomatic truth. Vedas are something that give the predictions that always come true. And then we will also see how Veda is a perfect manual. By this we get to know that something that is given in scriptures, it is true forever and we can accept it. That's why it's called Shabda Brahma. It's true forever and no part of the Vedas is false. Okay, now we see all that we discussed, and then even after that somebody comes up to me and they say that no, I still have some doubt in believing in Vedas. So what we can do is, I don't believe whatever you said, that's okay. I mean, like you are giving so many practical explanation, but I have not experienced it. So what? So I'll tell them that I'll give you a gulab, like let's say I want you to know about gulab jamun. Okay, you have not eaten gulab jamun at all, and I want you to know how gulab jamun looks. Maroonish, brownish color. It is round in shape. It is fluffy. It is sweet. It is juicy. I can give you hundreds of explanations, but until you eat it, you can never understand what is the experience of eating gulab jamun. It's like that elephant story that I told. I'll be just imagining, oh maybe it is sour, oh maybe it is like this, it is like that. But when you taste it, you realize, yes, this is it. This is it what Mataji was trying to explain about gulab jamun. And you also see that how these Vedic scriptures, they are like gulab jamuns. I can explain you, like how from past so many sessions I am explaining you, Vedic scriptures is like this, like Vedic scriptures is everything, Vedic scriptures everything is true, and today also we describe how everything that is predicted in Vedic scriptures is pin to pin true, and it can be applicable in our life, in the lives of so many people who come not just now, even after thousands of years. But until you read it, until you feel the experience yourself, you cannot be able to judge what it actually seems like. And this Vedic scriptures, they are not just a theory book, they are a very practical book. You read it, you list down what you can apply, and you apply it in your life. You can see the transformation yourself. There is no second doubt about it. But if somebody says, I don't want to eat gulab jamun, but I want to know more about it, it's like all of us, without reading the scriptures, we are just trying to figure out this might be right, this might be wrong. So, when you start reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, especially you can start with Bhagavad Gita, and like see, already I spoke about few things only. I just spoke about few main important concepts of Bhagavad Gita. Like I spoke about karma concepts, I spoke about how we all have four defects, how it is helping us. And these small concepts itself, we see that yes, it is true. Yes, it can be applied in our life. And imagine us living a life of Bhagavad Gita. Like it can be such a wonderful life. You can repeat after me. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam
Rajavidya Rajaguhyam
Pavitram Vidamuttamam
Pavitram Vidamuttamam
Pratyakshavagamam Dharmam
Pratyakshavagamam Dharmam
Susukam Kartum Avyayam.
Susukam Kartam Avyayam.
Anybody can read loudly?
So knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because of it gives direct perception of the self by realization.
Yes.
The perfection of religion, it is everlasting and it is joyful.
Joyfully poem. Actually, this is one of the favorite shlokas of mine, and this shloka is so nice. What it is telling? It is telling that Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam, which means by the perception of the self by realization, not by theory, by realization. And it's the secret of all secrets. See, so many people read Bhagavad Gita, but they don't understand. When we say that Bhagavad Gita is a practical manual, you can apply it in your life, you can be happy, they cannot understand. Because the mood of approaching Bhagavad Gita also matters. Like how I said, they just hear some like fake Bhagavad Gita messages from here and there from WhatsApp, Facebook, and then they try to judge Bhagavad Gita based on it. And second thing is, they don't want to read Bhagavad Gita, but they want the essence of Bhagavad Gita. See, everything has its own importance. If we don't read, first of all, we will not realize at all. So when we read, when we realize, when we apply, that's when it's like perception of the self by realization, and it's perfection. It's perfection of the religion. And it is also said that when it is performed, what it gives joy. It gives joy to the heart. Actually, it is said that Krishna consciousness is present in each one of us. Any living entity you see, Krishna consciousness is present in all of us. And as a soul, what we are hankering for? We are hankering for happiness. Because the nature of the soul is to be happy. But where are we? Like how last time we were discussing. In Himalaya we go, if we say there is only Hima, it's a foolishness. You're going to the Himalaya, you expect Hima. Similarly, we have come to a wrong place. We are in the Dukkhalaya, we have to accept Dukkha. But these wonderful scriptures, which is given by this most merciful Lord, by which we get to know that how we can come out of the dukkha and we can reach our natural state. See, what is the natural state of the water? The liquid state, basically. Similarly, the natural state of the soul is to serve and is to be happy. And that's why actually this Bhagavad Gita is called as manual, because it describes us, who we are. Actually, we are this soul, not this body. I always give this cage example. No matter how much we paint the cage, decorate it, if the bird is like bereft of the food, it will die in no time. And that is what is happening in all of us. This Krishna consciousness is dormant within all of us, and we all want the happy principles of Bhagavad Gita. You get susukam, hartumavayam, you will get joy, you will get happiness, but we don't want to follow. Now, see, again, after telling all these things also, okay, I am asking you, please take Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita, apply. Then you see the transformation yourself. Even after then, if somebody comes to me and if they tell, no, I cannot put my faith in scriptures, then I want to tell that person that faith is an integral part of the life. Like I'll give some examples. When a person goes to shave, like to get the shaving done, so again the person is holding the like blade. Instead of cleaning the like the hair, he can just put the knife on the throat and he can cut the throat. What guarantee that he will not cut the throat? There is no guarantee, correct? And even like on a gross level, if you want to take some examples, we use so many machines, correct? We call it Machinasura. These are one of the asuras that we have. And these asuras, they can burst at any point of time. The washing machine that we use, the fridge that we have, there's no guarantee. Why about anything else? This fan itself, we cannot see when it can fall. But see, we all have faith. Okay, we all have faith that nothing will happen to me. So we see, the point I want to tell is how we all have the integral faith in something which we should not trust at all. The fan can fall anytime, the machine can burst anytime. Any person randomly who comes, the so-called barber, he can cut the throat. And when we go in vehicles like airplane, train, especially in airplane, we don't even know who the pilot is. We'll just get a description about him. We don't even know where he has done his degree, what practical knowledge he has. But so much faith we have that we just take a ticket and we have so much faith that they will make us reach the destination. Even in the train, right? We don't see the driver. At least in bus, we see that he's the driver, and if he's rash driving, we can go and beg him, please stop the bus. I will get down. But other two ways, we don't even have the option. And we have so much faith in them that they will make us reach in right destination. We would have seen so many times, no, that so many people, because of their carelessness, accidents have happened. Yet we have faith. Yet we have not lost faith, and we are still going in the airplanes, we are still going in the trains. Which means we have some amount of faith there already. And see, it's not like we go to the pilot and we say, see, this is the destination. पहुंचा देंगे ना आप सही से हम you'll make us reach, no, for sure, no, like that. We never go and ask. But when it comes to Vedic scriptures, we ask hundreds of proofs. One other example also, this doctors, see, there are so many instances where the surgery has gone wrong and they have forgotten some of their surgical instruments also in the body of the humans. And recently, just my manager's cousin, so he got an accident in his leg, ankles he got hurt, and they did the surgery to fix his bones, and they forgot some principles of Bhagavad Gita. You get susukam, hartum avayam, you will get joy, you will get happiness, but we don't want to follow. Now, see, again, after telling all these things also, okay, I am asking you, please take Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavad Gita, apply. Then you see the transformation yourself. Even after then, if somebody comes to me and if they tell, no, I cannot put my faith in scriptures, then I want to tell that person that faith is an integral part of the life. Like I'll give some examples. When a person goes to shave, like to get the shaving done, so again the person is holding the blade. Instead of cleaning the hair, he can just put the knife on the throat and he can cut the throat. What guarantee that he will not cut the throat? There is no guarantee, correct? And even like on a gross level, if you want to take some examples, we use so many machines, correct? We call it Machinasura. These are one of the asuras that we have. And these asuras, they can burst at any point of time. The washing machine that we use, the fridge that we have, there's no guarantee. Why about anything else? This fan itself, we cannot see when it can fall. But see, we all have faith. Okay, we all have faith that nothing will happen to me. So we see, the point I want to tell is how we all have the integral faith in something which we should not trust at all. The fan can fall anytime, the machine can burst anytime. Any person randomly who comes, the so-called barber, he can cut the throat. And when we go in vehicles like airplane, train, especially in airplane, we don't even know who the pilot is. We'll just get a description about him. We don't even know where he has done his degree, what practical knowledge he has. But so much faith we have that we just take a ticket and we have so much faith that they will make us reach the destination. Even in the train, right? We don't see the driver. At least in bus, we see that he's the driver, and if he's rash driving, we can go and beg him, please stop the bus. I will get down. But other two ways, we don't even have the option. And we have so much faith in them that they will make us reach in right destination. We would have seen so many times, no, that so many people, because of their carelessness, accidents have happened. Yet we have faith. Yet we have not lost faith, and we are still going in the influence. We are still going in the trains, which means we have some amount of faith there already. And see, it's not like we go to the pilot and we say, see, this is the destination. पहुंचा देंगे ना आप सही से हम you'll make us reach, no, for sure, no, like that we never go and ask. But when it comes to Vedic scriptures, we say, we ask hundreds of proofs. One other example also, this doctors, you see there are so many instances where the surgery has gone wrong and they have forgotten some of their surgical instruments also in the body of the humans. And recently, just my manager's cousin, so he got an accident in his leg, ankles, he got hurt, and they did the surgery to fix his bones, and they forgot some that are told in air. This is something that is happening. Yet when we go through some disease, we go to the doctors, and see, these doctors will be wearing masks, will be holding all the knives and scissors and all the instruments. What guarantee that they will not kill us and just they will cure us? See, some amount of faith we have, and it's not that we know that doctor from long time. We just know that the driver, that doctor, just when we need them. And these restaurants, again, I don't have to give explanation. Let's say your friend gives you a treat and you go to the restaurant, you don't even know what's happening in the kitchen. And I wish that you will not get to know also. Otherwise, you will all stop eating basically. Let's say there was a cockroach in the hot paneer butter masala. What the people will do, they will just remove the cockroach out and then they'll decorate it with the coriander leaves and then they give it. See, the cleanliness, even just yesterday I read an article, I can forward it. This just happened yesterday, because of which I could like relate to what I'm telling. So much faith we have that, like, the person who is cooking, he is clean. The vessels he is using, that is clean. We don't even know. The oil that they are using, from how many, like how I said, no, time immemorial they would be using the same oil, just refilling, and we don't even know from which yuga's oil we are consuming now. And even all these things like hygiene, they might not maintain, but we have faith that just because what we are seeing with the taste of the food, with the look of the food, we accept that yes, this food is hygienic. And then when our body goes in a wrong way and get in, अरे मैंने यही तो खाया था, इतना clean था, इतना अच्छा था. We don't even know what has happened in the background. And in general, what people say, be very scientific. See, all of you, all of the people outside, like why to talk about anywhere else? This Whitefield itself, it's called as an IT hub. And we people, we are called as like engineers, so-called engineers, and we are very scientific. We have studied science for so many years. And we people, we who say that I want the scientific proof for everything, we blindly believe so many things. So many day-to-day things, so many ways we believe. Like how I said about food, pani puri, and so on. So like how I said about vehicles, doctors. Like faith is basically an integral part. But when we talk about accepting God, when we talk about having faith in Lord, so many people of us have so many doubts. And I'll tell you, like, this is like my own experience. Who is Lord? He is Bhakta Vatsala. He is the Lord who wants to help us, who want to, like, the air we are breathing, the water we are drinking, the family that we have got, such wonderful family, the parents that we've got, and even what to say, the food that we are receiving, food, clothing, shelter, everything is given to us by Lord Himself. And such Lord, when we want to believe such Lord, we ask for hundreds of proofs, and when we want to blindly believe a barber or some Machinasura, we don't want any proofs. We just want to believe as is. And also we see how, okay, I'll ask you one question. So what is this science? What is this science actually? We all have studied science now. Science is like, okay, some vague definition that you have. Something that we do practically and prove practically, that is science, we can say. Something that has like some experimentations that is done and some conclusions that is given. So, see, we all want to be scientific, so we have put this, that To be scientific, we need these four things. We all would have done so many experiments in our college life also. We need an aim, we need an apparatus, we need a procedure, we need an observation, and we need a conclusion. That it is beyond us. And then we also saw that how various modes of acquiring knowledge, in that various modes, the knowledge that comes from the Vedas, Vedic scriptures, that is the best of the knowledge. I mean, see, even now, I don't ask you to blindly accept. Let's say you prove that there is something about Vedic knowledge that is actually true, that is actually like true for all the people, for all the ages to come. I will accept it. See, that is itself the science, right? Like how one scientist used to come, next scientist used to come, and the scientist used to agree. See, for now, all that we have is this Vedic scriptures, which is axiomatic truth. The predictions in the Vedic scriptures are true, and Vedic scripture is a manual. Just by, like how I said, there's the proof is in the pudding. You have the pudding, you read Bhagavad Gita, you practice it, you see the transformation. If you don't see the transformation, you come back and say, okay, I don't see the transformation. But without seeing like any, without even putting efforts in reading, just by hearing from here and there. See, in general, people don't want to put efforts in anything at all. They want everything ready. Even the everything, even the upma that comes is ready. Actually, upma is like the simplest of the things that we can make. But the upma also comes ready. Just add hot water and 2 minutes upma, 2 minutes Maggi. But see, when we struggle, when we go through some difficult portion of our life, we waste so much of our life in figuring out what is the truth, why are we actually going through, and so many patch-up solutions we try to give ourselves, correct? See, sometimes people get so tense, they'll say that, we'll go to some hill station and then we will chill. But you go to hill station, you come back, the same problem is still with you. It's like a baby hit to liver anywhere else, it's still with you. But what Vedic scripture promises is, it promises an eternal solution to all the problems that we have. And it promises us the life of joy. We saw now, Krishna himself has said, Susukam kartum avyayam. You all are looking for happiness, please come. And like how we say, we all want to be scientific, we all, even though we blindly believe in so many things, we don't want to blindly believe Lord, blindly believe the Gita that is spoken by God. Then we can see what is the aim. The aim we can all read out, like how to understand if the Bhagavad Gita works or not. And what is the apparatus? The Bhagavad Gita itself, the book. And the procedure is to just read one sloka of Bhagavad Gita and then figure out what can I apply in my life. And then apply it. And then observe the transformation in your life. See, again, another example I usually give. Let's say you are very hungry and you get some simple food you get, rice and dal you get. You eat that food, how much satisfaction it gives you? Like, how much satisfaction? Even you are very thirsty and you drink normal water, how much satisfaction it gives you? Now, let's say Pratibha Mataji ate her food. She was very hungry, she ate her food. Now, Srilata Mataji, next person doesn't have to know that if she is satisfied or not. Correct? Pratibha Mataji herself will later know that she is satisfied. How? She had the food, her hunger is quenched, her thirst is quenched, her hunger is satisfied. Now she gets to know that yes, I am satisfied. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita, like how I said, it is a very, very practical way to implement Bhagavad Gita and figure out yourself if it is working, if the transformation is happening in your life or not. The second person doesn't have to tell. And if you see my life, second person will definitely come to you and that is another thing. Even in my life, you see when I came, initially when I started attending these sessions, like we all have so many other classes, right? So Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and various extent. For some Krodha is high, for something else is the anxiety is high, and so many things is high. And when we see when the Dunoti happens, when the cleansing happens because of this Bhagavad Gita, because of this mantra meditation, first of all we see that satisfaction, that confidence, that free from anxiety in ourselves. Like how is that food we eat, we get to know. The second person doesn't know. And second thing is when that anger reduces, that anxiety reduces, that confidence increases. Even people around us, they can come and ask us, what has happened? How is this that so wonderfully things are working out for you? Even please share me the secret. Even in my home, like they saw that I was a different kind of person earlier and now for simple things we all get angry and whom we show anger upon are near and dear ones. Even if we don't have that like very aggressiveness, even the small anger we show on our near and dear. And my like near and dear ones, especially my parents could understand. And then they supported me. And then they said that even we want to read Bhagavad Gita. And this is how the cycle works. And here you see the conclusion is we say that yes, it really works. And like how I said, don't blindly believe, follow this. If it doesn't work, then okay, you come back, stop it, that's it. See what's the big problem in stopping it? Like every session I repeat the same thing. See, we are not asking, okay, give me 100 rupees, give me 1000 rupees. We are saying that buy a book for yourself, Bhagavad Gita, read it. See, it's a manual, which means it comes like forever. So if you take any device, what helps? Like why it's called manual? Because when you follow that manual, the device works very smoothly. Similarly, we want our life to be smooth. So many obstacles come and go. We want our life to be a happy life, at least a satisfied life, peaceful life. So when we start following these principles of Bhagavad Gita in our day-to-day life, when we start taking this mantra meditations very seriously, chant one round of Hare Krishna mantras per day, And then when we start feeling this transformation in ourselves, then what we can do? Then is the time when we can share this knowledge with others. Now we are in a situation where we are already in the well. Somebody has to lift us up. And Krishna is coming in the form of Bhagavad Gita and he is giving his hands. Have you seen the poster? Maybe next time I'll put that in the slide. Like a man drowning in the ocean and Krishna is coming, like Lord Krishna is coming in the Garuda Vahan and he is giving the hands. It's up to us to take this, like take Krishna's hand or not, take the help that we are getting or not. I'll end with one example. There was one devotee of Lord who was so much believing in Lord that Lord will protect me all the time. See, we see that nobody can protect us. It's only Lord can protect us. See, we can say that yes, our parents will protect us, but we see so many times there are so many small kids whose death has happened. The parents want to protect them, but it's not there in their hands. And then, like we see so many examples where the doctors, whom we say that we compare the doctors to the Lord because they save the lives. But sometimes doctors also say that it's all left to God, they say. And then even like in the Shastras, it is mentioned that even a boat might be there, a expert boatsman might be there. But if the mercy of the Lord is not there, then nothing is possible. And we also why I was explaining all these things is that how that we think that this person will protect me, that person will protect me. At the end, actual protector is Lord Himself. And this person, this devotee, he was believing in Lord for all the protection. And then, like when he was going in the boat, like how I said, because of the storm, the boat tripled, and then he's in the ocean now. Now he's asking for help. He's begging to the Lord for help. Now a boat comes, a rescue boat comes. He tells to that boat, no, you please carry on. I know from where I'll get the help. Lord will come and help. Then one big ship comes, helicopter comes, and then some other rescue people comes to save. And then he will take nobody's help, and finally he will quit his body. And when he'll go back to Lord, then he will ask, why, Lord, why are you not? Why didn't you help me? This is what we do, no? Then we go to some difficulty and we ask, why, Lord, why